taken a couple extra days off from work, so I have a little extended weekend, and I'm kind of treating it not like this perfect reset per se, because it's not that I'm not seeing our friend. Like, we have plans today, but then over the weekend we don't have any plans. And for me, it's like I did some house stuff yesterday. I actually didn't intend on being in like super clean mode yesterday, but I was. And I'm actually catching up with a friend this morning, and then we're having friends over this evening because they're having a special life thing happen for them, and we want to like celebrate them. But otherwise for the weekend, I'm like, I am just taking the time to check in with my health and my diet and my nervous system, my mind, and because of this morning and that's just the plans that we have, all I really intend to do this morning is more of a morning meditation versus a whole sauna like I did yesterday, which was nice, but I'm gonna get into meditation. But I also have laundry to fold. I'm gonna change out the dishwasher for Phil because he's actually cooking the dinner, and so when he gets back, the kitchen can be like prepared for him. And before I go out with my friend too, I would like to fold my laundry. 2 hours later, update, I have successfully reset my brain. It took a little while because I just contemplate a lot of life when I do my laundry. So I was just like taking my time doing my laundry, and I kind of went down like a rabbit hole, a hyper-focused rabbit hole, researching stuff about artificial sweeteners because I've been curious about them. Phil is diabetic, so like he uses them not frequently, but he uses them, and I've used them, I've tried them, like I've been curious, I've tried them. I was just curious about it. At one point I kind of got into like using monk fruit, but the monk fruit is also paired with the sugar alcohol that starts with an E and ends with a T-O. Like, I don't know how to say it, I'm not gonna try. And I just went down this rabbit hole, realized, like, of reading how, like, yeah, artificial sweeteners still super awful. Like sucralose, and that's the main one that's used in like sugar-free sports drinks, because work in a warehouse, lose electrolytes. In my head, I'm just like, let me get some electrolytes, but they have sucralose in them. And I've never used products that had more sucralose in them than I have in the last handful of months either. And I'm not about to go down a verbal processing rabbit hole about artificial sweeteners and my theory and what I'm about to try for myself, but it did bridge a gap that it clicked, something clicked. I put two and two together that when I use stuff with sucralose in them, I would get tinges of headaches. I don't get headaches, like literally in my whole life, I've never just been the type of person to just get headaches, like, oh, I have a migraine type thing. No, it was never really me, unless you know, caffeine withdrawal, stuff like that. But like, I would get headaches like right after using it. Splenda and kind of stevia like upset my gut and stuff like that. So it just clicked that they're also, over time, they become inflammatory markers. And I went down a rabbit hole about that. And then because I was like, what can I do to help my brain today? Like, my mindset will be like, oh, well, we can start over tomorrow, because I hate that sometimes I have this all or nothing mindset, and it's kind of hard to get past. But I was like, what can I do right now? I have these turmeric ginger capsules. I took those for a little bit of anti-inflammation, and then I did a HIIT workout. I could only do half the video. It was a good workout. Endorphins have been released, and I made cacao with adaptogenics in it. And now I'm here, and I'm like, I was feeling overstimulated. I don't know, maybe I did it to myself, but I'm like, I'm feeling good. I released endorphins, and I'm gonna drink this cacao because cacao has a natural, like, antidepressant, like, mood boosting effect. So just a little update, nothing crazy. just talking about where I'm at right now, the humidity and UV index is absolutely insane outside. And unless I can be in a river as soon as I step outside, I don't want to be outside. The humidity is almost too much, to the point where it just zaps my energy almost immediately. It's very overwhelming or overstimulating. Like, the humidity is actually overstimulating. I can deal with it like a little bit, but when it gets to this extent, it's just like, dang, like, fuck, like, that's how it feels. So, and Phil and I both like kind of struggle with the humidity. So we're both at a point where we don't want to go outside. It's about to storm again, which makes us happy. It just means we don't have to worry about watering the garden for another day, which is nice. And I took a nap that didn't need to be as long as it needed to, as it was, and so my energy is kind of like, my energy feels murky, if that makes sense, but not in like a sad or any type of way. I'm just meh. So I love storms though, so I'm actually going to try to just do a few simple things that can kind of bring back a little bit of balance. But I'm gonna make tea, I'm gonna journal, and I'm going to read, eventually change the dishes out. I feel like it's fitting to read my book. I actually started last summer, but then I stopped halfway through, and I'm picking it back up, and I love it even more so now. It's called The Yogic Secrets of the Dark Goddess by Shambhavi Chopra, and it's about Kali Ma as the lightning goddess, and it's storming, so I'm like, I hope I see some lightning and be like, Jai Mata Kali, like, just fits the energy and the mood. So something I've liked doing when I drink tea, it's more so when I make my own blends, because I just like playing around with tastes and then also incorporating benefits of like herbs in the tea. And so like in this tea I put Holy Krishna basil, chai, and then this reishi breathe blend, which has mullein, ginger, cinnamon, reishi, stuff to help open up the sinuses, and mullein helps, like get like mucus and stuff up. So it's a little bit of like a breathe easy / focus tea that's also grounding. Chai without the black tea is just like the spices, and it's actually a very grounding spice. Like chai is really grounding and relaxing, and then Holy Krishna basil is good for focus. And there is something really like a little sweet about it, but it's not a super sweet herb. I don't know, it's really good. And I put a good amount of Holy Krishna basil in there because I was just like, let's help my brain. And I always notice that when I drink tea with Holy Krishna basil in it, that my mind is a lot softer, if that makes sense. It's not like, oh, I'm in a state of meditation and perfection, but it's just like my thoughts, my mind, the process, the energy is a lot softer in the noggin. And chai is grounding for my nervous system. So like the two, I feel like, complement each other, because grounding the nervous system helps to ground the mind, grounds the energy. Chronically overwhelmed, and this tea helps me not to be so overwhelmed, I guess. Sometimes I'll take like CBD with it, or I'll take ashwagandha, and like that'll also further soothe, balance, calm, and stuff like that. So when it comes to my intentional blends of tea, I like to smell it, like see what it smells like. If there's chai in it, of course, like I can smell the chai spice. And then kind of like with wine tasting, I like to just hold it in my mouth and feel the warmth. And you can kind of just taste the earthiness of the herbs, which has grown on me a lot over the years. At first it was kind of just like drink it real fast and like you won't taste it, but now I'm like, I love the earthy taste. Each herb has a different taste, so I don't know, just take it in. It's like really intentional and mindful, and I just breathe it in, I breathe deeply, I'll close my eyes, I engage the senses. And I don't know much about how tea ceremonies work, if it's anything like that or not, but I have always been curious about learning about tea ceremonies. But I'm just really enjoying this cup of tea right now. It wasn't until this very moment that I realized I made a cup of tea and forgot about it, because I've been on the phone kind of FaceTiming with a friend, body doubling, and I'm starting the process of redecorating the house for the vibes, and it's just the walls mainly, and except the fact that I moved my plant stand and finally put these plants on the plant. Oh, I'm about to tip my tea over, but then I was like, oh, I made a cup of tea. Oh, it's lavender too. It's that yogi lavender honey tea. It's like so good and relaxing. But I put a thing up, and oh, my friend is FaceTiming me again. But I'm just show you guys the process as I go through. So we've been in the house for about 8 months now, and what I'm doing is taking decorations that I had set up in the second bedroom is becoming the guest bedroom. I'll put up different things in that room, but I am diversifying the decorations into the bedroom, more into the lounge room, and then shifting decorations from the lounge room into the dining room. And I'm deciding that the dining room and kitchen will have a bit of a cottagecore earthy feel. The lounge room is definitely just gonna have its more, I guess, spiritual type of decorations, and then the bedroom is gonna have a foresty, enchanted vibe with the darker greens and earthy wall decor that I'm putting up. And I feel like this is just a good way to refreshen the space. It's not that I get bored easily of a space, but I like having a sense of new vibes in a room, and that's just what I am doing. And I didn't finish, so eventually when I finish setting up the dining room and possibly the kitchen, I will give you guys a full little tour of just what the space is looking like and coming together to be. So I just got off work, and I meant to do more of an update yesterday, but I redecorated the lounge room, the bedroom, and then the living room is a work in progress. And I kind of wish I did a before and after, but it's not that. It's kind of big enough for my brain to feel like I'm in a whole new room of a decoration change, and then it's also big enough for me to just feel like I'm really romanticizing life to the fullest by just being in spaces and filling spaces and taking up spaces the way I want to. And it's just really nice, and it's refreshing to the mind. I feel like change is necessary for me because it's easy for me to grow stagnant in any form of space. So even if it's something small, I'm all right, interest resparked, or okay, this feels brand new, this feels refreshing. I need that every now and then. Otherwise I can reach a place where I'm scared of change too. So it's actually healthy for me to kind of switch stuff up around in my environment and change my routine, stuff like that. I am going to end this episode here. Thank you for joining me and watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.